Yo, what's going on?
Yo, what it do, Moe Jiles?
Hey, man, you know what it is. Election day,
Election day.
Toast
Election
Up
day.
Tuesdays.
Cheers. Cheers to another week.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Good to see you, my friend.
It's good to see you, man. Good to see you. Like I just said, we just saw each other, this
I
past weekend.
know, but it's good to see you. Good
Absolutely.
to see
Good,
you.
good, good. How you feeling today?
I'm actually listen. I'm antsy. I'm excited. I'm a little, anxious. I ain't, I think that's the right
Right.
word for tonight is anxious. So yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm ready to get to work. How you feeling?
I'm ready to get all of this shit out the way, be done with it, man. It's just a lot, what I'm saying? Anxiety going on, it's been a lot, man.
Yeah, and I think the emotions are extremely high today.
Mm-hmm.
The shelves at the gun stores are sold out. Ammunition is hard to come by. And let's just say like I'm ready for November 4th. So all this shit. But I don't know if it's is it going are we gonna find out tonight or
I think it's gonna take a few weeks.
I just don't see how they're gonna make it work tonight. Like with how everything was set up and I don't know, but people saying like we gonna know.
I mean,
So
I know that they have to count the soldiers that's overseas, fighting their numbers, and I think that with everything that's going to go on, and if Trump loses, I know he's going to do everything in his power to you're saying prolong this and extend
yeah,
his stay,
yeah,
if you will. So
yeah.
we shall see. It's going to be interesting. Um, right now, I guess on the electoral map, Biden is in the lead at 30, and Trump is at 26. So we're
Okay,
gonna keep
so
y'all
close
updated.
race. What's up,
Yeah,
everybody? Thank y'all for tuning in. What's
they
up,
tuned in early.
Fred?
Listen, they ready.
They ready. What's
Listen,
up,
Dennis
Fred?
ain't coming till 8:30. So we gonna get there. We gonna get there.
So listen real quick. If this your first time tuning in to Toast Up Tuesdays, welcome first of all. But how we like to do things, you gotta drop a comment in the comment section. Let myself and Demo Giles know that you here with us, vibing. Octavia, hey, mommy, hey, my
Yo, what's
dude.
going on?
What's
So
up,
listen,
everybody? Keith Swan, Marlon, Malcolm.
I want to say something real quick, man, because I think it's very important, especially on today's date. Um, So I use, my platform to, use my voice, and I've used my platform to, criticize at times Biden, Trump, Harris, but I definitely want to, and I'm big enough to do this. I want to apologize. I want to apologize to, and not that they're going to hear this or anything, but I want to apologize to Biden and Harris, because I was very critical of the 94 crime bill.
Okay.
But I had to really consider and think about that crime bill and where I was at that point in time in life and where my family was. And if anyone, can relate, I grew up in Youngstown. I grew up in Akron as well. The only reason why I grew up in Akron is because my mom went there to get clean, because both of my
Okay.
parents were former drug addicts.
Okay.
And during the 90s, those were tough times, saying, because of the crack epidemic that, ravaged our communities and damaged a lot of our families. So during that time, we were asking and wanting for an answer or a call of, there was a call of help. So, and I remember community leaders, black community leaders, politicians on the national level were asking and calling for help. So I wanted to say during that time, we had to come with something. And they were grasping at straws to try to make something work. And Biden, not only did he had help writing this bill, and I just want to say that I have to publicly apologize because I didn't take in consideration all those things, especially what was going on at that time. And With that being said, I had to really look at, what he has done, saying, and what Trump has done. And
But let
flat
me
out,
stop you real quick. Biden also said he regrets it was a big
yes,
mistake in supporting parts of the 94 crime bill.
there was
So
some
you know what
bad
I
things
mean?
in there. So he definitely admitted. He listen, we don't know, and I don't know. I can't really speak to if it was designed to keep us, uh, oppressed, or to keep us locked up. But I knew that we needed tougher penalties, saying, against violent crimes and offenders, especially during that time. So, with that being said, that's my apology. And, that is who I supported, in this election today.
Fair.
And that's on that.
So I still don't choose to say who I voted
And
for
that's fine.
or who I didn't, vote for or whatever the case may be. I did vote. But I think before we get into that, I think I want to save all of that, because um, before 8:30, um, I want to have a little fun because I think tonight is going to get interesting. So before we even Pat Giles, 26 years later, now he recognizes his mistake.
But listen, we all human though. Like, because you can't sit here, don't act like you ain't made no mistakes, just saying or whatever, and then you have a reflection years later, like, you know what? In hindsight, I was wrong. So that I mean, just because he's a politician, I mean, we hold them with higher standards, but at the same time, we all make mistakes.
She voted for Trump, y'all. I seen her ballot. Brandon, what's poppin'? Listen, speaking of Brandon, so as you guys know, we're gonna have a guest tonight by the name of Dennis Paige. And Dennis is very vocal. He has been very vocal.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I just want say what you want. There is no filter here on Toast Up Tuesdays, but just stay respectful. We all adults. That's all I'm gonna say. So we all adults, and that's all I'm gonna say. You can say what you want to say, but just be mindful of other people and they are human beings. But before we go there, I need all y'all to do me a favor. I say this every week. Head over to the Toast Up Tuesdays page. Hit like, set your notifications because come January we're not gonna be here on personal pages. Did you get them news? I am. You know what? You know what, B? I need your energy before this. This I need it. But no, I didn't get no news. But head over to the Toast Up Tuesday page. Make sure y'all like it and send a friend.
So to Pat's question about tell
What's
that
up, Jay?
to the men who spent 20 years in prison for nonviolent crimes. Actually, Biden has pledged to take action to end the mass
Mm-hmm.
incarceration. So again, he said that it was a very big mistake, in supporting parts of it, So listen, he's going to do what he can to rectify his mistakes, and some of the things that was in that bill that was wrong. So we got our facts tonight, buddy.
And again, like if you tuned into the podcast when we had Dennis on the podcast. Martini was popping. But we had him on the podcast and I lost my shit. My emotions. Mo will tell you he was there. He's seen it live in person. You know what I'm saying? Like I lost my shit, didn't I, Mo? Like completely lost my shit because of the love I have for us. Okay, I was not prepared for it. So I'm letting you know, get a drink tonight. If you don't drink, get a drink tonight. I think it's necessary for you to get a drink tonight because once Dennis comes on at 8:30, so we have 15 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna come on. We're gonna obviously keep watching the election, keep you guys updated. Hi Trina, hi Sheila, hi Daniela. Y'all in here tonight. This
Y'all
is
in
how I
here
know
tonight.
y'all.
Y'all ready? Listen,
Y'all are
we should have
love.
told Dennis to come on early tonight.
Y'all, I'm glad y'all on time. I'm drinking sangria. I'm actually drinking sangria tonight. What are you drinking, Mo?
Crystal Light.
No hypnotic tonight, I'll tell you. I needed a little wine to you
Look,
know.
after last week, man, I can't do no alcohol beverages. You definitely.
Hi, Rashonda. Rashonda. We appreciate you, girl.
Dennis will be joining us at 8:30. He definitely will be coming on. He is our guest. Um, Listen, we're gonna keep it respectful. We're gonna let Dennis just saying kick his points, his views, or whatever, But I think it's important for us to have these dialogues and conversations because we ain't always gonna have the same views and opinions, and it's
Facts.
okay for that.
Facts.
It's okay for that.
We see people with the Henny. Okay.
We,
Moscato. My bad, Mom.
no,
My
you
bad,
good.
Mom.
We good. We got the Henny in the building.
He got the Henny. Wait, Hen 20 twin. Okay. Okay.
What's up, Mr. Holland?
You definitely did, Dan. Pop into the right place tonight. No matter what side of the fence you straddle, you know what I'm saying, or you're on, listen, tonight is where you let it out. We having an honest, open conversation. Some shit you're gonna agree with, some shit you aren't gonna agree with. But what I will say, we gonna have a good ass time tonight. Myself and Mo feeling good. We got pages and pages and pages of
Yeah,
notes.
yeah, we ready for tonight. Hey, yo, so listen, open it up. Let's have some fun. What you got for them? You said you want to have some fun real quick before our
I,
guests come.
man, you threw me on the spot. Why can't I see everyone's comments at the bottom? I don't know. Did you swipe over? You better be hot if you voting for Biden. What? What? Okay. Keep your keep your keep your keep your political comments to yourself. For now. Just for now. Just for
Come
now.
on, man. Let's have some fun. We ain't listening. You said you wanted to have some fun.
What you
What we
want to talk
doing?
about?
You said you wanted to have fun before you got on here. Come on,
What you want to talk about? I want to. You want to do
bro.
the long as he come home? You want to talk about that real quick? I don't care what he do, long as he come home at night.
Go ahead. Talk to him.
Okay, so I have a question for all the ladies, real quick, before we get into this deep ass dialogue. So I had a question. So real quick, fellas, ladies, all of y'all, do y'all feel as though your spouse can do whatever they want to do as long as they come home at night? So what's up with pissing in the? Okay, never mind. Scratch that question. Scratch what I just said. Forget I said it. We're gonna go to my original status today, Mo. My bad, production. They're gonna be on my ass when we get off here. Do you pee in the shower?
Do I pee in the shower?
Yes. Do you pee in the shower?
I don't necessarily make it a point to pee in the shower.
Do you? No, I didn't ask you that. That was not
No,
the question. Do you
no,
pee in the shower?
no. I have before, but I no,
So you don't do it often.
no.
Okay, so it's like once a month, twice a month.
I have before.
Malcolm, thank you. Everybody pees in the shower.
Everybody, yeah, everybody does. Yes. Marlon said all the time.
I just feel like when you turn water on, you instantly almost have to pee sometimes. So why would you get out the shower to sit on? What you gonna do? Dry off, then pee? Peeing in the shower is gross. I feel like it'll give me foot. I didn't say pee on your feet.
I'm not getting out the shower to pee. Now that's stupid. Now that's dumb. If that water hit my listen, I'm not doing it. That's
Ooh,
nope.
if that what?
Nah, we ain't doing it. We ain't doing it.
You said if the cold water hit.
Yeah, we ain't nah. I ain't trying to be freezing. I'm wherever I stand, I'm peeing.
Fila, come on, talk to him, Fila. Oh, I ain't talk about number 2 in the shower. Like
Right?
now that I
Who
don't care
said
what they
that?
doing to that. That's just now you gonna get out the shower. I'll sit on the toilet seat wet before I took a shit in the shower.
Who said that? What?
I turn the shower on and pee before I'm afraid my feet will itch. I tell you, I know you drizzle in the shower. And you probably squatted when you did it on the low.
Everybody, man, listen. Every guy that pissed in the shower. I'm sure some women have pissed in the shower before.
Yes. I think people piss in the shower. Like
You pi-
y'all
you
pee in the
you
shower.
pissed in the shower before?
Yes, absolutely.
Like in
But this
2020?
is, but listen,
No, in
yes, in
20. Okay,
2020,
all
yeah,
right, all
in
right.
2020. Listen, that's exactly why I don't. What's up, SQ? And that's why I don't go to public pools for real. Because people be in that, it's a big pool of pee. Like, think about that. That's a big ass pool of piss.
Now listen, man, y'all just downright disgusting. Now I understand you pissing in the shower by yourself, but when you got a communal pool, like that's just nasty. Not.
People, that's why I do not get in pools. I'm not doing that. You just know it's a big ass
Ugh,
porta potty. People are
ugh.
pissing it, and his kids probably taking shits in pools. Think about it, kids are nasty, so they probably shitting in the pool. If I have to pee before I get in the shower, then yes, I will pee before the shower. Y'all some nasty
Diddy,
motherfuckers
I know
going
you.
through.
I know your grown ass ain't pissing in nobody's pool, boy.
Who?
Diddy.
Diddy, if you pee in it, man, y'all, that's why I'm not getting it. You remember back in the day when they would go to the city pool? I was never there. I'm
Yeah.
never going. Don't invite me. I'm not coming. Hell no. And then I always thought people took showers in public pools, so it was just weird.
Speaking of, I don't go to like lakes or whatever. Like when I was younger, I used to go and swim at lakes and all that. I would never do that now as an adult.
Remember like Craig Beach? Do you remember Craig
I
Beach?
I do, but I never swam there.
Willow Lake?
Never swam there.
Oh my God. Like the fact that I used to get in those fucking places. Did y'all remember Willow Lake and Mosquito Lake and Craig Beach?
I mean, you
Those
talking
three.
to people who ain't from around some of those areas though. But
Well, they should. Okay, well, y'all know we all got a beach that ain't really a beach. You can't see the bottom of the water. That place. You used to swim in it. Ain't nobody pissing in the pool. Don't they have stuff that changes color? And yeah, they probably do have stuff to let people know that you peed in the pool, but not around here. Jason, you get on my nerves. Not your. Yep, me too, Jay. That was the last time I was there too. After that. They are. Listen, when you feel the sand on the bottom and it be like Tupperware, it's like the ocean, but at least it's a little clearer in the ocean. But goddamn, like those
it
places
feel
were
like
disgusting.
Tupperware.
No, it was like Tupperware. I remember stepping on like a Tupperware bowl.
Yeah,
I can't make this up at Craig Beach. And I'm like, this is ridiculous.
I never swam there.
Yeah, it's nasty. Like how you put your face in that water.
And then I think of like flesh eating like
Parasites.
parasites or something like it's something crazy. Yeah, I'm cool on that, man. That weirds me out.
I live in the pool. I pee in the pool sometimes. I'm so ghetto. But you, but what I say, so you pee in the pool outside, but you don't pee in your shower.
You a grown ass woman, you peeing in the pool. That's nasty.
My mother was at Craig Beach when someone drowned. Oh, shit. Oh, no, Trey. So, wait, somebody got in the pool and the dirt came off of them? Oh, Trey. That's how you know you nasty, though. When you get in the pool and you see brown. What you say? You get out or you stay? It got chlorine in it. I can hear niggas saying that, though. It got chlorine in it. Bite you right in the coop, huh?
I would think
Right in
so.
the coop.
What is y'all on tonight?
They early. I'm afraid already because they low key turned up. Didn't know that adults peed in the shower. That's like some fire stuff. Worm, don't come in here acting like you don't pee in the shower.
He definitely peed in the shower.
You pee in the shower, Worm. Everybody didn't pee in the shower. And you
Mm.
wiped extra hard right there after you did it. Like you hit your legs.
Do you? Oh.
Yes, Biden did win Mahoney County.
Okay, okay.
Take that, take that.
Is that usually a Democratic or how do they
I
normally
think our
vote?
area is pretty Republican.
Okay.
I know Trumbull. I'm interested to see Trumbull County.
Okay. Anybody else got a watch party going on at y'all house, or y'all at a watch party?
Mariah, you got that. That's what niggas say. Like, I peed, though. I got chlorine in it. You know, that killed germs. You know, niggas always think they know some shit. Ohio about to go back blue. They clearly are. They definitely is looking like Ohio is definitely about to be a blue state. Definitely.
I really think that Republicans and people that voted, you're saying, for Trump in 2016 is just tired of his shit. His shit.
No other way to put it, Mo?
Pretty much.
No other way to put it.
And I mean, he is actually losing, you're saying, some of the support that he had in 2016.
I mean, as he should, and I think that's what Dennis is gonna bring a lot to the table that we can get.
So last year they was for Trump, but they're typically Democrat. Okay.
Oh, okay. Thank you for clearing that up. Only 2 elections has the winner not carried Ohio. Okay, fun. Nice fact to know. I'm watching that Home Alone with my wine.
So we got a few minutes. Just saying, our guest Dennis Paige is going to be joining us. It's going to be a fun-filled show. I want y'all to make sure that y'all have y'all questions ready. So Dennis is a he said he normally typically votes what? He's an independent.
Oh, we was wondering that what Jason just said about Cincinnati and Hamilton County.
They're real they're heavy Republicans down in the Cincinnati area. What they looking like down there?
Yes, J5, I did see his live yesterday. He's lost a lot of the suburbs and the seniors, and that's huge, Diddy, because those were a lot of his supporters, and those were 2 of his biggest supporters.
So excuse me if I'm looking off into the distance. I'm trying to see, make sure that we keep y'all updated on the news here.
It's so much going on. It's blue. Oh, so
wow.
Hamilton County right now is blue. Trump won Kentucky. That doesn't surprise me. That him winning Kentucky.
Hamilton County is blue. Cool. All right.
That's a big deal. That's a big deal.
All right. So we got 2 minutes. You're saying before our guests come on.
So get y'all questions ready. We have our questions as well. But again, how this is gonna come on? Dennis is gonna come on, and we just gonna talk to Dennis and see what he got to say. He's very, 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 very vocal around this election. So we just want to get to the bottom of some things and see how he thinks the way he does. And we.
How y'all feel about Lil Wayne in support of Donald Trump?
They had that outfit laid out. Put this on for the camera. Put this on for the camera. Can you put this on real quick? Can you put this on real quick?
Georgia is looking like a toss-up.
I bet the Attorney General of Kentucky kind of do it. So Dennis Paige is our guest for tonight. If you have a few seconds before he comes on, you can go to his Facebook page. He's a Black Republican. I think he did say he was independent this year, but I mean the way he speaks on Trump.
He said he usually votes independent. However, this year he's been very supportive of Trump. So we've had him on our podcast before, and it was a very interesting conversation. So we thought that it'd be very on brand and to bring him on tonight, with the election. So we're just gonna have some dialogue with him.
And again, we just asked everybody to say hi, Dennis. Hello.
What's going on, sir?
What's going on? Had my tripod fall down here. What's going on?
Oh man, thank you for joining us. We just sitting back watching the elections and letting people know a little bit about you. So just correct us if we're wrong, but you said that you usually vote independent, correct?
Yep. I usually vote independent. I mean, actually, I'm not going to say I vote independent. I vote Democrat. I didn't vote last year because I was torn. I was borderline. I couldn't imagine myself voting Republican, but I didn't feel what Clinton was coming with, so I didn't vote at all.
So, I mean, what made you vote, like, for you to be the, you've advocated for Trump, and to be an independent supporter for so long. What made you vote where you at now?
I'm going to give you a short version. It was more so me being in Vegas, and I moved down to Vegas in 2013, and there was really no growth going on. There was nothing going on really. It was, hold on here. All right. So yeah, it was no growth going on. So you had the casinos were all empty. The hotels were empty. I mean, you can get a room cheap. The travel industry is just down. So I go down to the debate. Outside the debate, they had different celebrities coming in, talking, kind of pandering, and I listened. I listened to more so at the time. I didn't know if it was a right or a left. I just thought it was Democrat, Republican. So I'm listening to both sides, and I saw that the Democratic side, people weren't really open-minded to having different ideas. It was always the same thing. And then when I went over to the Republican side, you had people actually communicating with each other, disagreeing, but you had conversation. But then once again, you go over to the Democratic side, you couldn't really speak on anything other than what everybody supported. If you came out as a Republican and you're Black, people bashed you. If you did not agree with anything that wasn't the narrative the Democrats, liberals at the time ran with, you were bashed. So I sat there.
Go ahead. What were you looking for when you were going? Like, what exactly were you looking for?
Honestly, I was trying to fix the camera. Okay, honestly, I went down there for a joke. It was kind of a joke because I was playing basketball, and the same people I'm playing basketball with were outside yelling at each other. For the most part, you had the white dudes, they had the Trump hats, and then you had a few Black guys that had the Black Lives Matter sign. And I'm thinking to myself, we were just playing basketball with each other. Everybody's cool. But now you guys, I saw people literally arguing with each other, like holding signs up, and they were taking it as a joke. So on top of all that, at the time in Las Vegas, I was driving Uber and Lyft. So I noticed that with Uber and Lyft, most of the passengers were, for the most part, Democrat, like they vote Democrat. Like you never want to speak anything good about Trump or any Republican. And they valued things that were kind of, I'm trying to think of the right word here, were kind of, they pretty much valued the same things for the most part. But then I was driving taxi for a few weeks, and you had more conservative people who spent more, but they valued somewhat the same things. And I started to realize at that point, the right and the left, and what the right has that's positive, that would help for the most part me as a person. And then there's things on the liberal Democratic side that would help me. So then at the end of the day, when it came down to voting, I couldn't really make a decision because Trump at the time, due to the information between, learning from people, talking to people, just learning why they vote and what they vote for and their lifestyle choices and just putting it all together. So it's just undecided.
Okay. So Dennis, you've been very vocal this week. It seemed almost like you came out of, I don't know where you've been, you're saying, but really when Lil Wayne, showed support for Trump, you came out, man. So tell us a little bit, man, about some of the things that you were saying this week because I heard you were going, people have been hitting me up, Lauren, you want to speak to that?
Let me stop you real quick. I'm a kind of switch gears. I'm sorry. I just want to jump in real quick before we go into any of that because you got me a little confused already. But we can go into that a little later. I want to know how you grew up. Like, so where do you come from? Like, where are you from? Like, what kind of household do you come from? Like, how were you raised? Like, who is Dennis Paige?
All right. So, and I'll tell you guys, first off, I don't act like I'm educated. I'm actually dumb. I'm just doing an eye test with most of my points that I make. But most of everything I talk about on Facebook is all based off of life experience and me trying to help and give people information to not make the same mistake I made and maybe do better than what I had the opportunity to do. Now, I actually grew up in Youngstown on the South Side, and I was.
You said the South Side?
Yep, South Side.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna portray myself as a hood dude. I wasn't a hood dude, but I lived in the hood. Now I was more so like I stayed to myself. Like I was the dude that made jokes, call me a nerd. And I went to Sheridan, then I went to Hillman, which were both majority black schools. You know, probably let's say 95.5%. You know, black to white. Then I ended up at Cheney, which was probably at the time 80-20, black to white in 2000, 2004. So yeah, things were just different culturally. Like my friends were different. We did different things. Like at Cheney, I actually cared about my grades. At Hillman, it was more so just trying to get through the next day. I mean, I had to fight literally at Hillman each year. I fought 3 or 4 times.
So,
Sheridan.
so for the people that aren't from Youngstown, because we do
Yeah.
have some people that are not from Youngstown area. So is Hillman a school in the quote unquote hood?
Yeah, it's in the hood. It's one of those
And
schools.
is Cheney more of like a predominantly white school, you're saying?
Yeah. It's technically it's in the city of Youngstown, but it's kind of more so suburban-ish in a way at the time. It was
Okay,
more
so
suburban.
you didn't care about your grades when you were in the hood, but when you got to
No.
this suburban white school, you cared.
I wouldn't say necessarily I cared about my grades because I still got C's and D's.
Okay.
I didn't care, but it was more of I was able to focus more, and you weren't bullied or roasted at the time for doing good, for asking extra, asking questions. You didn't have to like be cool and just sit back and just stay quiet. Because for the most
the
part,
reason why I asked is because my mother actually attended Hillman.
Yeah.
And so when you said you didn't really care about it, I actually, my mother,
Yeah.
she attended it, and she's actually, a stand-up woman. So I was just trying to gauge as to the experience that you had versus she had, because it seems like it's a little different because they actually were like very prideful of their school. So I was just trying to make sure I understood.
No, I won't say it ain't a pride thing in regards to, I mean, you couldn't really, it was more so at Hillman, the teachers did not really care to push you to be great. So you didn't really try. And then you had people literally, you were getting roasted and the teacher does nothing to the point you got to fight. Like every 2 or 3 months I have to fight. Or of course, if you don't fight, it makes it worse for you in the long run, at that school. But it's nothing like a Chicago or one of the schools in like a bigger city that are in the hood. It's nothing like that. I mean, you don't have to worry about getting shot or anything. You can walk home from school, but it was.
So what you're saying is you were bullied and picked on in school, correct?
No, I'm not gonna say picked on and bullied. It was more so you just got to fight. But I will say,
but what though? So that would mean you were bullied. Like let's take us and walk us through what you mean so people can understand and we're not lost.
And the reason why we ask you these questions is because I need to know exactly, because I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Half the time where you come from, it seems like it's self-hate, man. That you have, huh?
No, go ahead. I can understand that.
So it seems like somewhere along the lines, because I knew the Dennis when you started your CS Entertainment and all of that. And, the things that you criticize black folks about is how you made your money, you said, on the backs of blacks. But then it seemed like, I don't know, at some point you got to some point in life that altered, that changed. And now you saying you're bashing your own people. You acting like you want to disassociate yourself from where you come from. And you have these blinders on. Yeah. And I don't know what the hell you're saying sometimes this come from or what the hell you be thinking. So this is why we're asking. You're saying exactly, give us a little bit about as to why you are who you are right now, because, you were talking about how, the Republicans, you identify, like what issues or values do you identify with the Republicans, and why are you the way you are?
No, and really quick, and keep it. Don't make it a black or white issue. I'm asking you specifically about you. And I think you keep getting caught up in the conservative and the liberal and the black and the white. And I think what we're trying to understand is genuinely as to why you feel
the story of why. I got you.
You know what I mean? We're trying to really gauge who Dennis is. And I think you're making this more of a,
Let me, okay, this is the point. Okay, before moving to Vegas, I did not really care about what you would call social issues. I didn't care about anything but myself for the most part,
Okay.
and family. I was selfish. And ultimately, I had to humble myself, because you got to remember, I inherited quite a bit of money, and I blew through it making mistakes that I didn't have anybody to guide me along the path. So I blew through all that money, and I had nothing. Moved to Las Vegas, and I had to humble myself to start driving taxi. It was either that or come back to Youngstown and do nothing. So I started driving taxi, and that was the first part of, or the first that's the start of the story. You had Native Africans. Majority of the taxi drivers in Vegas are Native Africans. Okay, so they started throwing information at me, like why they are, I won't say cheap, but it's the little things that they do different than American Black people do. And being around these people, like from Africa, directly from Africa, they taught me to work harder. Yeah, I was literally working 12 hours, 7 days a week. Stop making up excuses. Stop blaming other people for you losing your money.
Time out. See, so listen. So when we start talking about, you're saying Africans, from the native, you got to understand, because the way they value us is the same way you're saying the white folks, you're saying,
yes.
And I'm not saying all whites, you're saying, but you got to understand that what they have been taught, and the image that they have been taught is very bad of us. And not only that, but you also got to remember too, they're the same ones you're saying that allowed them to come over there, you're saying, and take us into captivity as well.
And you also have to understand, again, Dennis, I'll probably say this plenty of times tonight. You're not answering my question. Like, I'm gonna ask you
more. It's more
question.
to it. It's hard. Here's the thing. It's hard to really go into. I mean, I can cut it into a minute and a half, but it's hard to really, because the point of what I'm trying to make is you pick up things from people. Like living in Youngstown, living in the hood, you have certain friends. You have friends that are, for the most part, from the hood, and you all think alike. You're taught, for the most part, the same things.
So everybody, hold on. So everybody from the hood is...
No, I didn't say everybody. I said majority. I mean, actually not majority. I'm saying
some.
For the most part, not some, but for the most part, we usually have the same experiences with particular situations, circumstances. I had my real dad, biological dad, died when I was a baby. And my stepdad, he passed away when I was 16. At that point, that's when I needed him the most. And I had to learn how to be a man on my own. So the situation that I faced, I made all the mistakes that having a father around would have helped. And ultimately, when I moved down to Las Vegas, it's different than living in the Midwest. Out there, Black people, we don't come off like victims. We don't even, like, racism. You forget what racism is, because out there, like on the West Coast as a whole, for the most part, most of the West Coast, like, they value you as an individual. They value you as a person. Like, you go out there and you work hard, you do positive things, people are going to treat you with the most respect. But out in the Midwest, it is different. You do have white people that treat you beneath them. They do stereotype you, but it's different on the West Coast. And that's the reason why I experienced the fact that you go out there and people value you off of what you personally do. I got to experience that for years, to the point that I picked up values from those Native Africans and from winners, people that are actually winning, that I had conversations with. It's different out in the Midwest. Mind you, I lived in Youngstown whole life. Midwest, if you are winning and you become a millionaire and you buy a Lamborghini in Youngstown or anywhere in the Midwest, they're going to hate on you. They're going to say, for the most part, you don't deserve that, no matter how hard you work. But on the West Coast, they're going to ask you, how did you get that Lamborghini? If you desire to have that Lamborghini, they're going to ask, hey, how do you get that Lamborghini? Like, what did you do to get that? People are more open to have that conversation with you and actually tell you how they achieved.
But Dennis, you had a whole opportunity, bro. You were given, hold on, time out, Dennis. Because listen, you were given a whole opportunity, you're saying, to change lives. You're saying around you and for yourself.
You don't think I did?
Huh?
Let's be real. You don't think I did?
But you squandered it.
No, but before squandering it, I gave many opportunities. Think about Youngstown before the biggest reason why most of my money disappeared in a year was because I tried to put on for Youngstown. You got to understand, when I started throwing those parties,
So
go ahead.
I'm gonna let you rock. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm saying, when I started throwing those parties, you got to understand, 2 years before throwing those parties at the Wedge, which was that nightclub in Austintown, I was doing hotel parties, and I put Black people on. I only worked with Black people. You know, everybody other than Corey, we got one of my friends from back 10 years ago. Only white guy I had on my team. All Black people, put on, taught them how to be entrepreneurs, how to run a professional business. Because when I do a business, when I have a business, I don't run it like people that just go with the flow. They don't act like they got to give you value. That was my key thing, giving people in Youngstown, Black people, value for their money. I didn't just open a door and say, hey, come on in. I had Black staff. Everybody was dressed up, looked good. Everybody was respectable. Nobody cussed. I ran a tight ship. And you know personally, the DJ in-house. Like, I gave him opportunity to DJ at the Trey Songz concert, and he ran with it. He didn't know how to DJ. I gave him my equipment, ran with it. You got to think, I'm not going to mention no names. Who did I have running my business for me? And I taught him, with me blowing through all my money, taught him how to do it. I had the concert that I actually lost money on because I tried to have the tickets so cheap to the point that anybody that want to come, even people that can't afford tickets, can come. $10 for Trey Songz with Young Dro, Terrence Ray hosting, you know, and then I let local talent perform. And guess what? Every single one, 2 of them ended up on BT.
But
Main attraction.
Dennis, let me stop you.
What?
Let me stop you really quick. You say that to say what though?
Because I said it to answer his question.
Go ahead.
His question was, you had all that money, you squandered it. What did you do to put people on? That's all I did was put people on. You know how many loans I gave out and didn't get paid back? Because at the time, you got to remember, I have a big heart, still have a big heart. And I try to better people. I try to better whoever comes into my range. And it was, and here's the thing, before I started doing those parties, Youngstown had nothing. We didn't have our own clubs. We had, like, the only clubs we had.
So are you okay? Let me stop you. I'm gonna jump in really quick because I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm extremely lost. I don't even remember at this point what the question was, and I think we need to kind of will it in. So I'm just gonna change the direction of where that was because again, I'm lost. I've seen some comments, you know, they're lost as well. So Dennis, again, I'm gonna ask you a question. So we know you're a Trump supporter, and you say that the police in America don't target Black men. You said you don't feel like it's an issue with the police with Black America, correct?
I'm not gonna say it's not an issue. It's overblown, and it's things that both sides can fix to make it better. But
okay, let's start with the Black side. Let's talk about that side. What we can fix on our side.
Black side, do what the Black Panthers did. Why not get to the point of trying to get leaders in every community to sit down, the popular people, the goons or whoever, you know, whatever, the people that everybody respects, that you don't mess with, sit them all down and try to call for peace. Avoid
with
cops
the police,
being in.
Because we're talking about the police right now.
Not
the gangbangers. We talking about the
what
police
can Black people
right now.
do? Yeah, you said what can Black people do? Black people, we can sit down and try to get leaders that would try to stimulate the city to not, you know, shootings down. Let's start respecting each other to the point that we don't need cops to come in our community.
Come on. You mentioned the Black Panthers. Hold on. What do you mean by the Black Panthers? What did you?
What I mean is groups, Black Panthers at the time, groups that sat down and tried to regulate community.
Are you saying it was a bad thing?
No, it was a good thing. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. He asked me, listen, Lauren, he asked me, what can Black people do differently? That's what Black people do differently. Get leaders, real leaders that can regulate the community, and then try to get the kids to stay out of trouble before it happens.
Dennis, again, sir, listen, I'm asking you.
Yeah.
Do you said that you don't feel that there's a problem with I'm not talking about the Black community and crime. I'm talking about the problems with the police and the Black community. You said you don't feel as if cops wake up and target Black people.
Are you talking about that message. Yes, I feel like there are some bad cops. There's some bad cops in every unit, but for the most part, we need to figure out some type of board that would try any cop shooting and make sure it was justified or not. That's not a police union. I said that too. I said that's what's needed. We need that so that way the cops will know there's going to be repercussions if you mess up and shoot somebody for nothing. I said that right in that same post.
So you also talked about resisting arrest, right?
Yeah.
What do you think should happen? What do you think what do you think the consequences should be for resisting arrest?
I don't think we should die. I don't think anybody should die for resisting arrest. You have the right to resist arrest, but you have the right to go to jail for doing it. So I don't believe you should die. Anybody should die. But the situations that we are jumping on and going crazy on, ultimately, can we avoid the situation before it happens?
Can you give me an example? What you mean?
I should have wrote these names down.
Hey, before you hold on, man. Before you go further, you want to give these examples about people coming together and connecting peacefully, and then you throw out, the Black Panther Party, and how they had the defense team, or whatever in the communities, but at the same time they were still infiltrated, and broken up because why? They were a threat to, America, which they weren't, because they were formed because they were tired of police brutality and the killings of, of African Americans, which is still going on today, But people always want to throw out, we should be more like the Martin Luther Kings, but still, yet they killed Martin Luther King. So at what point do we get tired of saying, enough is enough? And then how can you go into that voting booth as a Black man, knowing the history and knowing what's going on today, and still make a conscious decision to vote Trump into office?
I didn't vote. Serious thing. I'm looking into the future. I'm looking at what would benefit us 10 years from now. And I don't think Biden is going to benefit us 10 years from now. I mean, I'm looking at policies, things that they've said, things that Trump has done that he said he was going to do. And then I'm looking at things that Biden
said he's going to do. So you believe Trump?
Not everything, but I mean, I literally, he's done multiple things that really helped I want to say our community, not all communities, but it made changes that we needed. Criminal justice reform.
Like what?
Criminal justice reform.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up.
Opportunity. Go ahead. Got him here. Cause I'm trying to see last conversation, I was all over the place. I'm trying to stay more calm. So here's the situation. You have the First Step Act. You have opportunity zones, school choice, even though school choice didn't really even start, but it's a start for what we need. And the fact that he's empowering Black people, Black communities by, if you think about it, Amazon, these corporations that literally moved into these communities that needed those kind of jobs the most, and they're paying over $15 an hour. And I just don't remember seeing that during the 8 years of Obama and 8 years of Bush. So I'm just doing an eye test.
So the First Step Act, you brought that up, and you said that was something good. Do you believe that when you say prison reform, a lot of the biggest part of prison reform is nonviolent offenders and first-time offenders? So when you look at a federal level, the First Step Act really didn't affect the majority of the people tied up in the federal prison system because they're first-time offenders, because they're now being charged with a mandatory minimum. You understand what I'm saying? He did nothing to the 5-year and under mandatory minimum. None of those were affected. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what he did, he still didn't help the people that really needed help in prison reform. Do you understand?
I mean, it's a start, but it's a start. It's like if you have nothing and you get 3,000 people off time it should not have had. We're still not happy.
Okay.
Here's the thing. He didn't have to do any of it. If he's racist, he didn't have to do any of it. And it wasn't like he was doing it to pander. He did it at the beginning of his term. He did it with Black. Go ahead.
Do you realize how many Black men are being incarcerated as first-time offenders caught up on a mandatory minimum? Do you realize
I don't,
it's
I
a
don't,
huge
I,
percent, and I'm not sure of the correct number, but at the end of the day, he did nothing to help the Black community per se.
And if you really want to be honest, Barack
Let's
Obama,
be honest.
saying, and he actually had granted clemency for more, you're saying, people in the community than President Trump.
yeah, clemency, yes, but I mean, President Obama actually try to do the same thing. He actually lowered people's time, but nobody really got off from it. This is the first actual criminal justice reform bill, and it was done. He put it together with Black activists. It wasn't like he sat down with white people and did it. It was Black activists that helped create the bill.
Do you realize those same people are still in jail? They went from 20 years to 15 years. Like, listen, at the end of the day, but again, it still did not help the vast majority of the people on drug offenses of first-time offenders and mandatory minimums.
I mean, you gotta start. You gotta start somewhere.
Research, I'm sorry.
You gotta start somewhere, and that's a start. And it's gonna be upgraded if he. I mean, I don't think he's gonna win now, but if he was to win, it's upgrading the platinum plan.
So Dennis, what exactly? We're talking values and what specific issues, if you will, and values can you identify with that is going to help you that with Trump in office?
Like I said before, I'm dumb. I'm not even gonna act like I'm smart. I'm just doing an eye test. No, I'm telling you now. I'm just telling you. So these are dumbed down. Me personally, I'm looking at the fact the stock market has grown to a point that you can actually make money as a beginner. I've been dipping and dabbing in the stock market. It's more jobs. Tourism, once again, when I was in Vegas, blew up. We have people with more disposable income. Me personally, because I did just get off topic again. I mean,
come on, Dennis. Like,
I got you.
Listen, Dennis.
I'm trying to see the thing. Look, you know what? This is throwing me off because I got these comments popping up here. I'm gonna have to turn my screen. I got the comments popping off.
T-Wash is
crazy. Yeah, and I'm in the middle of talking, and I got somebody asking me a question, and it's throwing me off. My bad. It's the last time.
So Dennis, can I ask you this? Hold on. Can I ask you this? You're an Uber driver currently, right? So that you independent contractor, correct? So you don't get no insurance through Uber. So how do you get insurance?
Here's the thing. I didn't have insurance for call it 6 years prior to March. But when I actually put myself on social services to get health care because I had my daughter. And at the time, honestly, because I had a bar, invested in this bar, for the most part, everything I had at the moment into this bar in Youngstown, and the wine shut down the bars in Ohio, and I had no income coming in, and I had to start from scratch.
Well, who is your healthcare provider?
The affordable act, healthcare, he's trying to take away, correct?
Not necessarily. It's always going to be welfare. It's always going to be Medicaid. It's always going to be welfare. It's not taking that away. What I'm saying is if you're poor and you can't afford healthcare, you can get it for free. Go right downtown and sign up. It's been like that for freaking
not
years.
Not everybody qualifies. Not everybody can get it though, Dennis.
But how can you?
How can I what?
How can you talk about the opportunities you went to Vegas for, the stuff you can't get, and you have government assistance?
At the time in Vegas, I didn't have government assistance, and before the pandemic, before the coronavirus.
I'm just talking about now.
What do you mean?
Never mind.
So you depend on
the
system.
Here's the thing. I'm not against. I don't depend on nothing. Here's the thing. What you're asking about social services, I never denounced social services. Social service. Listen, when I had all the money in the world, I was still on social services at periods in my life. But the problem is when you rely on it for your whole life. I had insurance. I was paying for insurance prior to the coronavirus happening.
Oh, so it's only good to get you through what you need to get
through. Okay, I got it.
No, what anybody needs to get through. If you're down and you are down on your luck and you're trying to grind, go get it. I've never been against people getting it. I'm against it being used for years. There's people that's been using it for decades. that has
What
never
does
grown
that have
off
to
of
do
it.
with you though?
It doesn't.
Did
It
you grow
doesn't.
up
Other
on
than I
food
want to see.
stamps? Did you grow up on
No,
food stamps, sir?
actually, at the time, we had drug money coming in, and we were still getting food stamps because you just
So
get
you grew
food
up on.
stamps.
So you grew up on food stamps, so you
Not
understand
not
how people can
necessarily.
need it.
Not necessarily, but I know. No, me personally having food stamps, I know how people would need it. Me personally, not because of me growing up on it.
So, hey, Dennis, you had said something during our interview one time. You had said most liberals don't know how to spend money. You still feel that way?
What do you mean liberals don't know how to spend? Oh, you're talking about that one. I was talking about.
And then I rephrased. You mean most Democrats? That's what you were saying.
I wouldn't say Democrats. I'm talking about when I was raised. I wasn't taught how to spend money, and there's many people just like me. We don't know how to spend money.
That ain't what
We're
you said, brother.
financially illiterate.
Nah. You backpedaling. That ain't what you said. You said most liberals don't know how to spend money. We blow money.
We do. I mean, we don't spend it
Who's
properly
we?
as a
Are you
whole.
speaking?
I'm speaking on
Black people?
our community, Black community.
So you're
We
saying the
aren't
Black
taught.
community as a whole, we don't know how to spend money?
No, not as a whole, but you know what I mean.
No,
Like
I
I'm talking
don't.
about
That's
majority
why I'm asking,
as a majority. They don't even teach us financial literacy classes in school. Like they don't teach us how to balance a checkbook. They don't teach us anything about having credit. We got to learn from our parents, and most of our parents don't have credit.
You're saying most. Like I think the word. I'm big on statistic and numbers and facts versus
Statistics. If you look
opinion.
up the statistics,
So
you
what I'm
see
gonna say is, we
most.
don't have them in front of us. So
But
somebody,
then I'm sorry. Go ahead, Lauren.
go ahead, Mom. You fired up, baby. Go ahead. Go
But
ahead, baby.
so Dennis, you do understand that there are some things in our school system that you're saying they don't teach us, and you know by design these things aren't taught because systemically,
Yeah.
these things are put in place for us not to know because why? They want us behind the eight ball. You do know this and realize this,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's exactly what I'm trying to get out there.
So let me ask you this,
What?
Dennis. What are you doing? So what are you doing in your community to better your people? Because again, a lot of times the rhetoric that you spew is basically you shitting on your own people, looking down on them, and you're making it seem like you live this grandiose life or whatever, and you have
Not at
made
all.
it, but you're not doing anything to help your people. You're not giving them any type of resource, access, information. So what is it that you're doing that's going to help your people in your community?
First off, that comment about I'm thinking I'm better than people, not at all. Never did.
I didn't say you are,
Like
but I said the way you talk.
I mean, it comes off that way, but you got to understand. I'm talking about like most people wouldn't talk about blowing through an inheritance over $500,000. Most people wouldn't talk about even being homeless for 3 months in Vegas. I mean, I've had experience that most people have had. I mean, I don't say most people, but people have had. It ain't nothing new, but the situation, I lost my train of thought here. Cause I mean, you guys, it's like, you guys are like throwing just different questions and at
We
me that
ain't
make
throwing
no.
different questions, bro. We literally have asked the same question just in different ways to try to get you to answer that question. Like, let's be real here. So let me ask you another question. Okay, let me. I'm gonna just be straight up with you. Straight up. So you a Trump supporter? What does "Make America Great Again" mean to you? What does MAGA mean to Dennis?
It's not really. I don't really the whole "Make America Great" the message. I don't even care about that. It's more so the change that America has had the past 3 years. I saw it in the positive.
Like
Me
what?
personally, I've made more money because once again, I was driving Uber, I was doing tourism, I made more money. I mean, you didn't have a situation to where you can make 4,000 a month, 4 to 5,000 driving a car without having anything other than a car insurance. I mean, yes, it would have came either way eventually, but that's the main reason why I even jumped on and I started listening and I started following what Trump was doing because of the fact.
What does "Make America Great Again"
It
Meaning
means
business.
honestly, it means nothing. I know what it's supposed to mean. It's supposed to mean make America better than it was years ago. But I don't think America is better. I just think financially it's better. So for me personally, make America great, it's nothing special. And I told you guys the last podcast, I mean, I was torn because MAGA, he made it mean it's like it's almost hateful to hear it from a white person, hear it coming from a white person to a black person. It has become hateful. So I don't really stand for that message, but Trump as a whole, I just think he's done more than what Joe Biden would have done and Hillary Clinton would have done.
So what do you think? Do you think that Trump's racist?
I think he's definitely racist to poor black people, poor white people, and I think
Come
go ahead.
on. Come on.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I don't think because here's the thing.
I'm gonna tell you, this is America, brother. There's no in between. There's no more middle class. Either you rich or you poor.
That's
so guess
it.
what? All three of us on this goddamn show is poor, Dennis.
Poor. You poor. You
I am poor.
Literally you are the people that he sits on television and talk about. He literally stopped your entire financial. Listen, okay, you're an Uber driver. Coronavirus hit 2020. He literally told people masks won't. He never tried to take control of the pandemic. We've seen that, correct? We've all seen it. It's a fact.
I can't say that. What could have been done differently?
We could have did a shutdown long time ago. We could have did different mandates long time ago. The facts are on the screen. You know that. You're an Uber driver. This man completely disrupted your entire financial game. Correct?
I mean, it wasn't even. I mean, yes, it wasn't even that. I was doing a nightclub at the time. So I mean, it did destroy. It destroyed what I invested everything into at the time.
Right.
It did, but I don't think. I wish we didn't shut down because ultimately I would still have my bar, and I don't think we would have as many deaths. But I can be wrong. I mean, we would have the same amount of deaths, but I don't think it would be as bad as they thought it would be. They said 1 million. We're at 280 worldwide.
Wait, what, bro?
I'm saying they said it was going to be over 1 million deaths, and I believe, going to fact check me, it's about 280. Actually, 280, I think, in America.
So has he done a great job?
I mean, I can't say. I mean, I'm not a psychic. I mean, I don't know what could have been. I don't. Me personally,
you can see it. What you mean?
I mean, he's not personally making those decisions. He has advisors that are making those decisions. You think he really sit there? He's really sitting there and thinking, you know what? Let me not shut down the country. He has advisors. He's not going to go and go against. I mean, if he did, then he's wrong.
He definitely goes against advisors. He definitely going against advisors. Have you not listened to the doctors that he listen? God damn it!
You talking about Fauci? Fauci, this dude, like you telling me the guy that went throwing out pitches, and we're all shut down. We can't do nothing. He's throwing out pitches. He's been caught without his mask on.
We talk about the same president that just was a victim of coronavirus. Like, do you realize?
But he didn't. But that's the point, though. He didn't die. He didn't die, and most of us that are getting it are not dying.
You didn't die. You got coronavirus.
You do okay.
Shit for weeks,
okay, for example, there's this gym league. There's this gym league in Columbus. Okay, and literally there's literally over 500 people that play in this league. Okay, and there's only been 2 people that actually caught it. Out of
what are you saying?
500 plus.
Where the hell?
Nobody, and we've in this league. This league has been going on now, and nobody's been sick. Nobody's been hospitalized. You got NCAA, like nobody's been hospitalized.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I'm comparing it to.
What are you comparing
to what you guys? I don't think it would have been that serious. It's like the flu.
Did he die?
Bro, you just compared.
Compared it to what?
I need damn Tylenol.
What do you? I'm comparing that to the fact that we should not have shut down because I think it would have been like the flu, maybe for 2 weeks, but not for freaking 4 or 5 months. We were shut down for 5 months. Like, look at Columbus now. Columbus is a mess. There's everything shut down. Like, and these businesses aren't coming back. These are businesses that people put everything into. I mean, you can't operate after 11 o'clock if you're a bar or a restaurant.
The people ask, do you wear a mask?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I got to wear a mask.
No, I didn't ask
anywhere you go. I'm not an anti-masker. I mean, actually, at that gym, I don't wear a mask. Nobody wears a mask, and most of the people that I know, like in Youngstown, if whenever I come to Youngstown, nobody has a mask on. It's only when you gotta go to the gas station. So let's not front like people wearing a mask. I think Mo, you caught it, and you're healthy. I'm assuming you
Mm-hmm.
look healthy. I'm just saying,
Thank
let's
Hey,
you,
be
bro.
Mo,
real.
he
You know
tried to
good and well.
play you.
You know good and well. I'm just saying, you know good and damn well, and you got the red hat on. Talking about like all I know is nobody's wearing masks. So you can't say that when I had that last party. I had that last party before we had the
Dennis,
shutdown, and nobody had a mask on.
I really think that he could have did a lot more. I think that the numbers could have curved when he had the opportunity to curve the numbers and really keep this country on lockdown. You know, a true lockdown, like you seen, like France did, or China. You know, they curved the numbers. A lot of countries and a lot of places curved their numbers,
And they
but we
also took
didn't.
care of the people. Why they curved those numbers? They told them to stay home, and they took care of them so they wouldn't acquire debt while they were at home. You know, they were doing what leaders do. Over here, they gave us $1,200 and said, "Here you go."
Okay, I got a question. Wait, I got a question for y'all then. Okay,
Sure.
why is it that you can only catch coronavirus for the most part at Republican rallies? But if you look at all these protests that have been happening all over the country, thousands of people protesting every single day. Literally, that's their job to protest. It's okay. It's brave. But
It is.
governors talking about, oh, cool, they should do it. But business owners, we can't have 50 people in our bar.
So you
But
don't
people, but
understand the PTSD that comes with the
with
police
what?
brutality? From
I
what?
mean, here's no. What I'm saying is here's the thing. That's still and it's unsafe, and it's for the most part black people at first, and then white people jumped on the bandwagon and took it over
What
for the most part.
bandwagon? What bandwagon are we talking about? Let's talk about this bandwagon you
Go
speak of,
ahead.
because you spoke about it on the podcast. What bandwagon are we jumping on by having trauma from police brutality and slavery and injust? Like you realize what we've been through, correct? So you saying a
Absolutely.
pandemic, you got to understand during this pandemic, we were still dealing with police brutality. You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So at some point, we have to say we still are going to fight for what we're fighting for in a pandemic. Because at the end of the day, you're still killing people in a pandemic. Can you understand that?
No, I get that. I understand that, but it wasn't just. I'm not talking about just the Black Lives Matter protest. I'm talking about you had the LGBT, you have women rights, you had all these different
All of
groups
that
that jumped on
matters.
the band, but they all jumped on the bandwagon. It was all about cops. There was cops shooting, and then the cop that kneeled on George Floyd's neck. It was about getting justice for those individuals.
So you didn't
But
feel like we needed to do that for
no,
George Floyd?
no, absolutely. I mean, here's the thing. I think we need to think out and make protest things that can actually change, like push a law forward, not just don't just go out there and just yell and holler, like actually go put our money together and try to get one of these politicians to put a bill up instead of us doing nothing. Guess what? We've been protesting this whole year and it ain't been one bill or anybody to put anything out that they're gonna do to change.
You realize that's
Other
not how
than
that works, right?
that does work
No,
like
I agree with. Listen, so I've always said this. You know, if we want some real change, we poli- in politics, it's a money game. And
yeah.
if we really want to, we need to put money behind certain people. You know, if we want certain changes,
The
I,
right
I agree
people.
with that.
The right people, though.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The right people. I'm not gonna put no money behind the people he want to put.
No,
I
I'm not.
mean,
Here's the thing. If it was up to me, I'm gonna go and look for a powerful lawyer, black lawyer, black doctor. I'm gonna look for activists that are actually on the ground trying to make real things happen instead of just doing it for attention. People
I
that aren't
respect that.
taking pictures at protests and trying to be cool. I mean, that's the problem. Everybody that we are champion is doing it for attention, doing it for
No,
clout.
that's
And
not the case. But if we don't televise it, it won't be talked about. We need this on the television. We need this on the blogs. We need this on the internet. Dennis, this is a time where you do use your platform and your voice to be heard. This is the time when you are to protest, because what it does is it encourages somebody who's afraid to step up. That's what that does, Dennis. You know what I'm saying? So me, am I gonna go burn a building down? Absolutely not. But I also understand why people are going to tear some shit up and burning shit down. I also understand that. You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
like for
I
you
understand
to
that.
say it's all ridiculous or you don't understand why or what point
No,
it's
I didn't say
solving,
ridiculous. I
you
didn't say I
you
didn't say anything
did.
of that nature. What I'm saying is we allowed people to jump on what we finally black people finally put ourselves. We got together. We weren't shooting each other. We weren't doing any of this stuff that white people try to say we do. We were peaceful. We were doing everything right. Then we allowed white people to come in, jump in, and riot and actually do the damage, and we get blamed for it. And we allowed all these other groups to jump on our bandwagon. That's what happens. Just like with President Obama, we had our first black president. People were excited. We thought we were going to get something. Not even. It was just more so just a quick, hey, black people, your life matter from him. But guess what? He was more worried about LGBT rights, women rights. He wasn't worried about our rights. Hispanics, they weren't worried about black people. For the first time, our life should matter. And that's the problem. You guys are champion people that do nothing for you. Joe Biden has done nothing. You got all these people
And
that's
how
crying
much money
about
did they contribute to his campaign? That's what I'm saying. You
to
got to look
who
at the numbers,
campaign?
huh?
To who campaign?
To Obama. This is what I'm saying. These people, they came together. They put money behind what they wanted, and there was one thing that they wanted to unite on. They wanted equality. They wanted marriage. That was their thing. They wanted marriage. You know what I'm saying? And I totally agree that we have to come together as a
Thank you, Joe.
community. We have to pick something that we need and the change that we need, and we need to move. You know what I'm saying, as a unit on that.
Yeah, I
And
mean, I agree with that. I agree with that, but here's the thing. Why not start taking, but here's the thing. I take common sense things and I put it on social media, hoping to, even if it's two people, to think about what I just said and say, why are we doing this? And go talk to their kids or go talk to their brother to make change. Here's the thing. Culturally, I'm about fixing, I won't say fixing, but improving our culture. We saw the Monica versus a couple months ago. Monica and Brandy's verses. That music, it made me emotional because that's what we used to be 20 years ago, 30 years ago. We didn't shit on our black women. We catered to our black women. We didn't run off and have kids and run off on our black women. And that's some of the stuff that I'm putting on between social media and communicating with people, talking to people. And I eventually, once I learn how to relearn how to speak proper English, I'm going to look to get into politics. And ultimately, it ain't going to be to shit on like people think black people. It's going to be to improve black people. Teach white people, white kids, the majority of white kids, statistically speaking, they know that two parents in a household is a normal thing. They know marriage is something you should strive for. The picket fence with the dog running around before you have kids is a real thing. But with us, me personally, and majority, I'm pretty sure the people leaving these comments, we didn't know when we were kids that we should. I mean, I thought I was supposed to be married until I realized that I was lame for being a virgin until I was 17 years old. I'm just saying those principles or those values are things that we lost our way on. We allow our top influencers to shit on us and we don't do nothing about it. Look at the music game. Look where the music has gone. Look where our entertainment has gone, our TV shows, our movies. It's all shitting on our community. It's making fun of us. And instead of acknowledging they're shitting on us and trying to make it better, like why is all these single mothers on every single show? Why do these white TV shows have the stereotypical, they assume that
what television shows you see
women
with single mothers? What for black?
You turn on NBC. Like
mean,
you turn on NBC, you're gonna see the black mother that's gonna be loud.
What?
They play on the stereotypes. They
What?
play.
What?
well,
What?
Yes,
hold on. Dennis,
absolutely.
let me
You
stop
haven't
real quick.
seen the Tyler Perry movies?
Let me stop you real quick. Let me stop
Man,
you real quick. Let me tell you
we about to
something
wrap
about
this up.
it's people, and this is where I'm gonna get real, and I'm gonna just be blatantly honest. This is where people like you bother me, because at the end of the day, black women being loud, being a stereotype is bullshit. Black women doing certain things and white women doing the same thing and they get away with it. That's bullshit. That's
Hold on,
a
I didn't say.
narrative. No. Let me
No,
finish.
you're pushing. You're trying to say. I didn't say it was true. I said they're perpetrating it on our
But
media.
at the end of the day, reality sometimes need to be told. Okay, so the reality is that we have Black single mothers because of the systemic racism that goes on in America. That's the part that you're missing, sweetheart. You understand what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we have issues within the Black community that we need to fix. We ain't talking about that. We know what we need to fix. But at the end of the day, you are now covering up the shit that they spew into our community. And that's why I have a problem as a Black woman, as a Black
Okay.
person, period. Gender out of it. Like, as a Black person, period, you understand that the things set before us are different than them. You know this. Because at the same time,
Okay.
you grew up just like I did. We grew up in the same type of hood. I still live in it. But at the end of the day, you can't say they're portraying us. That's what they do. That's the agenda, sweetheart.
Okay, but here's the thing. I just said that they're portraying us in that manner. We need to do something about it. Why are you upset with me? Why aren't you upset with the mediums that's doing it?
No, I
That's the
am, but
point.
I'm upset with people like you that portray and push their message forward.
Hold on. How? Okay. Wait. Hold on. Wait. I just sat here and explained to you the ways that the white man is controlling what Black women is looked up as, and you're putting it on me. How am I perpetrating it?
You
I'm
know what I
against
do? I don't
women being
support it.
called bitches and hoes on music, on rap videos, on rap. I'm sorry, on rap songs. I hate the fact that I got to turn on Columbus only 2 hip hop stations, other than the old school station, and every single song is trashing Black women and promoting selling drugs to kids.
You didn't have
I'm
the same.
against
You
these
didn't have
TV
the same
shows.
energy when you was growing up because I guarantee in the same clubs you was promoting, you heard Nick don't talk like a bitch,
You know why? But guess
bitch,
what? You
bitch.
know why? Because I didn't have anybody to teach me the
So
right way.
The Africans taught you different. They restored value in you, and you learn from them.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't that. It wasn't that. I'm talking about me seeing the brainwashing that was going on. I was the most ignorant dude back in the
So
day
what you listen
because
to?
I
What
didn't
type
know
of
any better.
what type of music you listen to?
Oh, I still listen to Future.
You still
I
listen to
still listen
Future?
to trash music, but the difference is
You
I
still
know
listen
the
to
difference
Future.
from real and I know the difference from real and fake. I know that's make believe, but you have these kids that don't realize. You got NBA YoungBoy who put out there they got herpes, and now he made it cool. He got these kids thinking it's cool to have sex with STD. Like they would still mess with them with a herpes.
You still have
That's the
adults
type
that
of
think the same thing.
You also, but again, and it was a post I seen. You also got shows like A Different World, and motherfuckers still ain't went to college. So what's your point?
it wasn't just different world. It's Fresh Prince of Bel
Like
Air.
again,
Fresh Prince of
quit
Bel Air.
allowing TV. I say this all the time. Quit allowing TV to be parents to your children. Quit making celebrities role models, being mandatory role models. They have a job to do, and that's entertain. You have the power to put forth. I'm not saying you could control the dialogue your kids listen to. Let me make that very clear. But at the end of the day, if you expecting Cardi B to get on there talking about I'm holier than thou, you're wrong. If you're expecting Future to do some shit, that's hip hop. It's certain type of hip hop. Rod Digger don't talk like that, but y'all don't promote her. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's her name? Janelle Monáe speaks a
Oh,
popular messaging. Y'all
I
don't
did.
promote her.
I said exactly what you just said. I said that on my status, and guess what? I got bashed for it. So you see the difference? You see how
Because it's
you
a
said the
butt.
same?
It's always a
No,
butt with you.
no, it wasn't a but. I said Janae Monáe. She's on every single BET show. She's a respectful, classy Black woman, a Black musician, but she gets no play because she's not herself as a whole. I
But
said
you're
something
part of
like
that
that.
problem, Dennis, though. That's what I'm saying, because you're still
I'm not
listening
part of
to
that problem if I
Future in the
acknowledge it.
streets.
Because guess what? You can still listen to the music, but you don't see me out here pushing his message.
Hey, Jason, I keep hearing you rambling, bro. There are some things I have agreed with Dennis on.
Me
So
too.
I don't
Me
understand what the
too.
hell you're talking about. And
Me
I've told
too.
Dennis before. I've said, Dennis, you bring up some great points, but I think
Correct.
your delivery is wrong. You know what I'm saying? I think that the way you're saying you talk to people, you're saying it throws them off a little bit. So
Correct.
Yeah.
don't get on here, you're saying, and talk about, we disagree with him just you saying for argument's sake or debate's sake, because that's not even how it's going, bro. Because Dennis already know that I agree with him on some things, but I just don't like his delivery.
And
Yeah,
I
I
just
admit
said
that.
before the show, I said, and I said it. I almost agree and about to hit the like button, and then it's like that butt you throw in there. And like
No,
Mo
you're
just
right.
said, it's the delivery. And I don't dislike you. Me and you had conversation after the last podcast. We cool people. We just don't agree. And like I said before, you still a grown man. I respect you. I just sometimes disagree with the shit you spew. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay.
And
And
again,
I agree. I agree with you on that.
this is why you here, because we gonna have differences, and my views and opinions ain't gonna be exactly like yours. You're saying, but I think that we live in a world where we need to, you're saying, really come together and hear people out and have these talks and dialogue. So again, you have a platform. You're saying you can always come on here. You're saying or whatever. We appreciate you, man. And this wasn't to bash you or anything like that. We just really wanted to hear what you had to say.
I love talking to you. Let
But
me
I need
just
to. Here's the
say,
thing. I need to say one last
say
thing though,
whatever
real
you
quick,
need, sir.
because I got these people. I want them to understand. Nobody, especially I guess Terrell. You don't have to feel bad for me. We have thick skin. Conservatives usually have thick skin. We don't care. We can take whatever, because ultimately I'm pushing a message that I feel is going to benefit people that see it. And ultimately, I'm a conservative, more so independent. I'm not. I don't vote Democrat or Republican just cause. I used to vote Democrat just because. Now I vote based on what I like. So the Republican stance, that whole Republican being you're whitewashed, blah blah blah. There's black Republicans that aren't whitewashed. Maybe they make more money than the next man, and they want to save money on taxes. So ultimately, I'm a conservative, and I just live a more conservative life. So the Republican Party, as of late, has been more up to my speed. I'm all about freedom of speech. If you look on social media, there's things you can't say. They're censoring us, and people don't even realize it. Once we're gonna get to a point in 5 years to where we can only speak on the liberal side, on the left. You have gun rights. They're looking to take away guns. I'm not with that, and I don't really want socialism. I'm actually using social programs. But here's the situation. I don't want to be given, for example, $1,000 a month to live off of to not work. That's going to be counterproductive. That's going to just cause you to just sit back and relax, and you're going to try to figure out a way to get more money. It's just things with the Republican Party, more so the right, that I agree with more than the Democratic Party.
Okay.
And ideally, the way I act, my statuses, I get it. They come off condescending, ignorant, because my wording, my context is terrible. I've admitted that.
So hey, before we go, I know we've asked you a lot of questions. If you want to take a few questions from our guest that's in the comments, because they've been going all night. I want to be fair and give you a moment to answer some of them. So if they have a few questions they want to ask before we get up out of here, let's
let me just jump in real quick. And then it's like, one thing I will say about you is I love how you are you. You stand in your truth, you walk in it, you hold your head up. And one thing about me, I can't do anything but respect that. So, like we inboxed each other after the podcast last time I lost my shit, a little bit. But no, like I do respect that you live in your truth and you don't care. Like, you knew what it was gonna be tonight. You knew the people was coming and they tuned in, but I respect how you always show up and you're true to who you are. I respect it. Totally.
Hopefully somebody learned something. Because I'm just trying to get some people to think. We were conservatives 30, 40 years ago. As black people, we were more conservative. We became more liberal later on.
Production team,
we did better back then.
Marlon's comment on the screen about the kneeling comment.
So Dennis, go ahead and answer some questions real quick from our people.
Right there. It's what on the screen, Dennis.
All right. So what do you feel about kneeling and protest considering Trump finds it offensive? I'm not going to front. I think it's kind of excessive in regards to, I think that it's disrespecting the military, but at the same time, I'm not really against it. I'm not going to not watch basketball or not watch football, but the kneeling, it gets annoying when the media makes it a big deal. Like they make a spectacle out of it. I don't like that part of it, but if you want to kneel. I'm all for it.
Do you understand why we kneel?
Oh, I understand. For, police brutality. Yep, I
understand. There you go.
Into masses at a point to say people need to unite, solve issues in the same breath, support Trump, the king of the white man you're referring to. Here's the thing. I've personally never heard Trump say anything racist to me. He had racist comments that the media blast, but I've seen videos of Trump denouncing KKK, denouncing white supremacists, denouncing these white organizations. So
But
ultimately, go ahead.
he fans the flames of racism.
Mm-hmm.
I
He
think he, I
does.
think he plays. I think he. I'll be honest. I think he plays on it. But ultimately, I've had conversations with white people that I know are racist. Like literally, I know they're racist. They admitted they were racist, but we had dialogue and it was respectful because they respected me as a person because I didn't act over emotional about them being racist. I didn't go in on them. I got them to understand why it's not a right way of thinking. Because most of these white people are never around black people. Like I'm like the first black person they've seen in years. So they think that because of what they see on TV and what they hear, they think we're just violent people that are lazy and do nothing. That's what they think. That's what racist people think. And I'm having a conversation with them like, no, that's not true. Like with me, I work damn near 80, 90 hours because I have a lifestyle that costs a certain amount of money that I got to make sure I keep. And these conversations I have with these racist people, because out here in Columbus, there's a bunch of racist people that literally get in the car with MAGA hat on, and you can tell they're racist. They don't want to say a word to you, but I acknowledge. I say, "Hey, how you doing?" And I make sure that they're communicate. That they're not going to just look down on me.
I don't have that experience.
If you go to Delaware, you're going to see
I
a
don't
bunch.
go to Delaware.
Yeah,
I don't.
But I'm just saying that's the thing. I drive all through Columbus, so I'm in Delaware. I'm in freaking. I forgot the other city. It's like right outside of
So don't call
right
Delaware
outside
Columbus, bro, because that's not. Don't.
I'm talking about the Columbus area. Delaware. You have all these Trump signs. You have literally white men in trucks that would stop and mug you just because you're black. I mean, it's a racist city, but like I said, they respond to me because I approach them like treat me with respect. And some don't. Some may play it off, but I haven't had that happen yet with the Trumper. Like
So
call me a
how do
nigga or
you feel
anything.
about the stand down and stand by comment?
That was taken wrong. He was actually, and first off, the Proud Boys, they're led by a Hispanic. They were started by a white guy that's not even a part of the group anymore. They're led by a Hispanic. You actually had 2 weeks ago, the Proud Boys had a meeting with Black Lives Matter leaders, and they had a good conversation, and they agreed to work together. And he said to stand down, stand by, whatever. He said that in reference to the moderator asking, what are you going to say to groups such as Proud Boys who are ready to go to battle or whatever? And he said, stand down, stand by. That's the context. And they literally met with Black Lives Matter and they have a peace. They are going to work together.
Man, come on, bro. We know
You
what
can
that
look it up.
means. We can decode that. We know what that meant when he said that, man.
And
that was the one time he said that the one time during the debate, and it was because of that. I'm all about context.
And we know that they are the ones
exactly what he meant.
We know the past, we know the history, and we know the violence that when you have Antifa and you have the Proud Boys, Trump loves that shit. That's his protection on the streets. Those are his people. What are you talking about? Those are his goons.
You talking about the Proud Boys?
Standing back and standing by to make sure. You got to realize what's happening right now.
So why meet with the Black Lives Matter? I'm giving you facts. I mean, I don't really go off emotion. I'm going off of what I seen and what I saw happen.
I don't.
Proud Boys met with Black Lives Matter.
I don't mess with Black Lives Matter. Like
they met with Black. Why would they meet with a black group that's the biggest black group at the moment?
What happens for the optics? Do you realize that people do things to make, because we're in an election. Today's election day. We all have it on. We're watching it, right? So if you said to Trump, are you racist? You think he's going to be like, well, yeah, I sure am. I hate niggas. He's not going to say that. So
of course he's not going to say that. Just like Joe Biden is not going to openly say that. Like what's that? Okay, can you tell me this? What has Joe Biden, other than that crime bill that everybody talked about up until Joe Biden decided to run for president, that was one of the systems of systematic racism, systems that held us down. What has Biden offered to black people, to you personally, that would garner your vote?
I never said I voted for him.
But I'm saying other than Trump being racist,
I don't publicly say who I vote for, so I can't answer that question.
Other than Trump being racist and I guess racist and not liking, I guess not liking black people, what
That's
has
enough.
Trump done that Biden hasn't done already?
That's enough.
Biden has a
Racist.
comprehensive plan of what he's planning on doing for black folks.
And
The
when you
investment that
recognize
he
what
has
Days
he
in black
ago.
did,
people. Huh?
He just put it out 2 days ago. He didn't give us no time because he
The
figured
Lift Every
we don't
Voice
read
plan has
anyway.
been out,
He gave us
bro.
no time.
It's been out. It's been out before.
It's just put out a few days ago.
Listen, Dennis.
Okay. Well,
this is crazy that radically there are different visions of America, and America right now. This is a crucial moment and crucial time. There's a crisis that's happening in this country, and there are things that are on the ballot that, I'm talking fundamental rights, that are on the ballot. It's crazy how you can still have this position. I respect it because if that's what it is, that's what it is. I ain't.
What's on the ballot though?
Well,
I mean, I'm asking you, what's on the ballot that I have a position that's what's on the ballot?
I mean, women's rights. You're saying. I mean, if the right Roe versus Wade, you said case come through, that can be all taken away of women. You're saying, as somebody said earlier today, women going back to using hangers for abortions.
Here's the thing. Me personally, I'm not for after 3 months. I'm okay with the before 3 months. After 3 months.
Listen, as the only woman on this live, I'm gonna cut in right here, right now. As a man, you have no right to speak on a woman's body. I don't even understand why that topic is a political issue.
So what about the men?
Disrespectful.
Okay, so what about you,
Brian?
What about women that force men to be dads who don't want to be dads, who literally tell them, "I don't want a kid"?
You make a choice. You make a choice when you have unprotected sex, and when you have sex. Period. You make a choice. We know the consequences and the repercussions that come with having sex. The argument that you're trying to make is dead. I would tell anybody that. Like, at the end of the day, when you choose to lay down with somebody, condoms aren't foolproof. And if you have unprotected sex, we know that's not foolproof. So at the end of the day, if you don't want a kid, don't have sex. Period.
So it's both groups. Both parties. I mean, both women and men. Both. I get it. The baby is in you, but I think that morally speaking, I can't imagine having my baby killed. Like 3 months.
Don't have.
You should know. I don't. Me personally, I don't. That's the reason why. But here's the thing: I don't really the abortion law. I don't really care because I'm not going to have a baby by a woman that I don't want. I mean, I'm 34 years old. It hasn't happened. So
you say you ain't gonna have a baby by what?
A woman that I don't want.
I've only been with as far as what?
You got.
Exactly. The first. I think we addressed this last time. Both relationships didn't work out for reasons I'm not even gonna go into. But here's the thing: I haven't. For 9 years, I've probably maybe 5 partners because I'm not taking a chance of having a kid by somebody that I can't imagine being with the rest of my life. That's just how I was raised.
Well, don't sleep with them.
No, that's the point. That's me personally. So I don't really care about that law. That law doesn't affect me, but me personally, I don't want that woman. If for some reason she wakes up and she just thinks I don't want to have this baby and it's 6 months, 7 months down the line where it's an actual baby, I couldn't imagine her killing the baby. That's just me personally. That's all I'm against. After the baby is formed, I don't think it's right. I mean, Democrats, for the most part, people wanted to allow it until you're at the 9-month mark. And I think that's inhumane. That's just crazy. And I'm not for that.
Have you ever used the services of an abortion clinic?
Not at all. Okay. I would never. I mean, here's the thing. I was too, because I had a couple back in the day when I was younger who thought they were pregnant and plan B, or not thought they were pregnant, but we got the plan B. And it never got to somebody calling me for abortion. Never got to that point.
So you're okay with a plan B, but not an abortion?
Absolutely. Yeah, because I'm just the 3 months. I'm talking about a born baby. That's when because that's like you're killing God's creation.
I agree with you. At 7 months, if you're having a baby, you're having a kid.
That's the point. Imagine that baby coming out crying and they chop the head off. It's like inhumane.
All right. So I don't know what Brian Clinkscale has talked about or is talking about, saying that we have not answered any of his questions. Dennis, do you have any questions that we haven't answered that you want to know? Because we really got to go, man. We kind of over our time, but I mean, the
Yeah, you gave me. I mean,
conversation.
that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Ultimately, I'm a terrible communicator, so people gotta understand. Most of what I've said, it's rambles, and I'm not gonna act like I know it all. I don't know it all. So just take my status that you don't agree with, and just communicate with me. Tell me how wrong I am, and we could both learn. If I'm
Absolutely.
wrong, I'm wrong. But that's the whole point of this conversation, because there's things that you said to me that I picked up that I didn't know. So that's
Fair
the whole
enough.
point. So nobody feel bad for me because it ain't that serious. I mean,
No,
this is
you a strong
yeah,
dude. That's why we have you here. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
We would never bring nobody who couldn't handle the comment section on Toast Up Tuesday. You know,
yeah,
and again, I appreciate sitting down with you again and just picking your
yep,
brain, see where you stand. And again, sometimes I know where you trying to go, bro,
yeah.
but we just
I
yeah,
mean, anybody can reach out to me because I see when people talking, I'm still trying to ask questions. They can reach out to me personally. I'm all for having debates on live if you want to get some, if you feel like you want to get some, I guess they want to get the clout because they want to like look like they're causing me to change and look stupid. But really, I'm with it. Just inbox me and we can do it. So that's all I
absolutely.
got.
I'm so glad that we can come here and agree and then, log off and still say what's up. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah,
It's all
absolutely.
love. I appreciate you
Yeah,
coming
I
on the show.
appreciate you guys.
See,
Yeah,
people
it's
like
all love.
Brian, man, this is what pissing me off. You saying stuff, bro, but tell me what he asked that I did not answer. I just literally asked this man if he had anything that he wanted to say that I did not answer, and he didn't ask no question. So
When he asked me about Biden, I felt like if he's talking to me, Brian,
Yeah, I
I
think he
don't
is.
speak on who I voted for. I don't. Mo, you can attest to this. I've never said publicly who had my vote or if I even voted for the national election. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. You don't. That's why I didn't answer the question about what Biden did for me. I think they're both racist. I'll say that publicly. I've said it. I think they both. It's like, do you pick between a gun or a knife? That's where I'm at with it. You
Jason,
understand what
what?
I'm
Shut
saying?
up,
So
Jason. What the hell are you talking about? The conversation calmed down. Nobody was ever hyped
Mo
anyway.
making Mo mad. Like Mo getting mad. And I
Cause
can't
Jason
allow it
just
to
saying
happen.
ridiculous dumb shit.
But I can't
Listen,
allow it to happen, Mo. So
nah,
what
it's
we
not.
gonna
I'm not
do?
even mad. It's just, bro, you keep saying stuff, bro. This conversation was never at a point where it was that point where somebody needed to calm down.
Yeah, it's all love. It's all good. I
Yo,
mean,
I
that's it.
appreciate you, man. Thank you for joining us, man.
Yep.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I
Yep.
appreciate
Thanks for
you.
having me.
I'm sure we gonna talk again after the election. I'm gonna slide
Yeah,
in your inbox
we're at.
regardless of how
I
it
got you.
goes.
Yep.
And so I Southern Tavern would never. Thank you, SR Shakira. Much respect, much love. Bye, Dennis. We love you and thank you for
Appreciate it.
coming on the show.
Yep.
I totally
Definitely.
respect you coming on.
Yep. Appreciate it.
Yo, this has been Toast Up Tuesday's great show.
Mo, I
Um,
love you.
hey, love you too.
I appreciate y'all for coming on. Dennis always holds his own. I much respect, much love to Dennis for coming on and keeping his head up. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we are brothers and sisters, and we got to take care of each other no matter how we feel. So some people can come, some people can't go. But,
Who we got next week coming on to the show?
we got, I don't know if it was confirmed yet. So I don't know if we want to drop it. No, fuck that. We did confirm it. So we got, can I drop it? All right, wait.
Go ahead.
Management, give me the go ahead. Give me the go ahead. Hurry up, hurry up. But
Nah, go ahead. Go ahead.
We gotta do our giveaway too. We gotta do our giveaway.
Rashida, you got something coming to you.
Rashida, we want to look out for you. We want to look out for you, Rashida.
Would you tell the people who's coming?
I call her. You made me call her Rashida. Her name is Rashonda. You made me call her Rashida. We appreciate the love you've been showing. A dozen roses go to you this week. We appreciate it. We got something coming for you. Thank you for all the love. And next week we got Preem DiBiase. He is a rapper out of Cleveland. Y'all probably know of him by his song "I Do the Most." I do the most. I do the most. If he died, he with somebody called Ruda Bang, whatever. But he's super dope dude, super good rapper. He got some dope hits. So make sure y'all tune in to iTunes, download his music so we can vibe. And then we got a big one coming up the week after next. We got like a national producer. He be with like the homie. We can't tell y'all yet though. Management gonna be like, stop you.
Nah, that's cool. That's cool. Yo, appreciate y'all for tuning in. This is Toast Up Tuesdays. I'm your boy Moe Jiles.
I'm Lauren Michelle.
And we out.
Peace.